right, this is Edward Charles Silcock.
Full Sunday name is it today?
This is our recap of the 21-day Ultimate Reset.
Is it 21 days? It feels like it was forever ago. I've been
It
like
does.
2 days of eating normally and it's all forgotten.
Before we get into this fun little interview for the recap, can you recap what results you got from the 21-day Ultimate Reset?
Okay, so 21 days, I think it was about 19.8 pounds. 9.8 is the important bit. Almost 20 pounds, so 19.8, and I think it was, how many inches? Yeah, I've forgotten, right? It was like you did 20, I did 19, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
19.4 inches. It was pretty much everywhere across, arms, legs, everything, even my mouth.
Yeah, insane. All right, awesome results. So we just have a couple questions that hopefully when Eddie answers these, they help anybody who's looking to do the reset themselves. So the first one is, how did you feel going into the Ultimate Reset?
Dreading it. I was the exact opposite of Alex. We were really looking at the calendar because we got so much travel between July and December. We're pretty much never at home, so we're trying to find a 3-week window to do it. And I was always hoping the window would close somehow, that we didn't have to do this. And I was dreading things like giving up coffee because it was an addiction of mine, and just what it would do to my body, just what a detox would do for that length of time. So I wasn't looking forward to it, let's be honest.
You did an awesome job though, giving up coffee. You kind of weaned yourself off of it, right?
Yeah, because we read through the book, didn't we? And the book talked about don't go cold turkey. So like 2 weeks before we did it, I pretty much got coffee down to zero. I think I had like 1 or 2 a couple of days before, but I wasn't doing anything like it. I'd really given up that addiction, which was cool.
I think that's very cool.
So that's a nice outcome as well.
Yeah, and I think that's relatable to a lot of people actually. A lot of people
Yeah.
love their coffee, so that could be a scary thing like it was for you.
Yeah.
All right, the second question is, what was easy about the Ultimate Reset?
You didn't have to think apart from managing your own psychology. So what I mean by that is, it's a lot to do. So like there's different parts of the day, there's tablets, and there's different meals, but it's all written down. So you don't have to, like with other programs we've done, you have to do a meal plan and you write down your meals and you have choices and you got to think. This was like, do this. So I think that was the easiest part of it, was it's pretty much laid out and you just follow the plan. And the one thing we did, we stuck to it by the letter, even to the point where I'd say to Alex, like, it doesn't have to be that precise, but no, like, she was right. We did it by the book because we wanted to see if you do it exactly as they say, what would the results be? And it did blow us away what happened.
Yeah. So you mentioned that, it was a day-by-day meal-by-meal plan. Are there other options? Because I've been asked that question, so I think people are probably wondering.
Yeah, because I think we did defer to, there's like a page at the back of the menus where there's like this default thing where week 1, week 2, week 3, breakfast, lunch and dinner. If you really couldn't face what was on the meal, there was a couple of things which both of us weren't a fan of, we would maybe defer to this other page where it'd say like have the fruit plate or have a big sweet potato and a salad. So there was a defer page as well, which also made it simpler. We're probably going to talk about in a little minute about what we like and didn't like, and that's where we deferred to this other page as well, which is all there for you.
Okay. What would you say the toughest part about the Ultimate Reset was for you?
How long it is. Like, we've done 3-day refreshes, but 21 days is a long time. And everyone said to us at the end of it, going, oh, that went so quick. Can't believe how fast I went. I'm telling you, for us, it seemed like an eternity because it's a long time. And we had a Memorial weekend in the middle of it, and everyone else is going barbecuing and all drinking. And we're like, Friday night, we were like, oh my gosh, how are we going to get through this? So when we got to that middle weekend, we were like, this is tough. So I think that was the hardest part, was just the length of time.
So what kept you going? I mean, you just mentioned Memorial Weekend. That there's going to be holidays and celebrations and things like that for, I'm sure, a lot of people who are going to do
There's
it.
a simple answer
What kept
to
you
that.
to it?
Simple answer to that, you did. Okay, so I think we both kept each other going because I think that's the key thing. If you're doing this on your own, you need to be in a group of support, which is the kind of stuff we're doing with the accountability groups. It's not about people giving you a hard time. It's just someone saying, come on, you got this, you keep going. So I think we both did, because we both had dark moments. I had probably more than Alex did, because she's generally that kind of positive force in life. But yeah, we both kept each other going.
Okay, awesome. What would you say your favorite meal of the Ultimate Reset was?
I think we made sushi, and even though it wasn't with meat, they had this like bacon tempeh in it, which is a bit weird. But we never made sushi. We bought it, we never made it. So that was fun, and it was actually really tasty. We made it twice, I think. And I just love soy sauce, and they replaced it with these Bragg's Aminos, which I'd never had before, and it tastes just like it for me. So I was like, this is like Chinese food. I like this. I'm happy. So that was probably my favorite meal.
Cool. So it was kind of the combination of how good it tastes and just the experience of trying something new and making something new.
Yeah.
Cool.
With you.
With me. What would you say your least favorite meal of the Ultimate Reset was?
How long you got? No, I'm just joking.
What did you just say?
How long have you got? I can tell you the list. No, I'm just joking. There was two things for me. Morning of day 2, when I was having a bad morning anyway, because my body, after the first day of just distilled water and not having anything really negative, the morning of day 2, I had a really tough morning. I wasn't feeling great. And we had oatmeal. Oatmeal is my nemesis. I hate it. It makes my throat tighten up even as I put it in my mouth. So that was hard. It really depressed me. And then we had one morning we had these chickpeas. It was basically chickpeas crushed with garlic for breakfast. And that was just painful. But I got to the point where I was eating it because I'm thinking if I don't eat, I need the nutrients. So those two things.
Never again, huh? All right. What would you say if we moved on to more of like learnings from the Ultimate Reset? What kind of things did you learn about your body?
That I was eating too much food before. Even when we were doing plans, I was eating more food than I needed. So it was amazing how we ate a lot less. Our calorie intake went right down, but our body got used to knowing nutrients. So I would actually look at food differently. And I used to be a real comfort eater. So I used to just eat a lot more food, a lot more carbohydrates than I needed. I thought it made me feel good, but actually it didn't. It made me feel sluggish and just tired. I was eating nutrients. I was eating when I was hungry, and my body got really appreciative of just eating good things. I could feel the difference in my energy and my blood flow. And all this water, like my skin is insane. So we've even kept a program of when we wake up, we had a big glass of water, and then half an hour later our breakfast. We never did that. We're still doing that now, like 3 days later, and after stopping it, and I think we'll do that forever because it makes a massive difference how much water I'm taking. So I'm going to keep doing that. That's great, and it just gives me energy.
Nice. What about learnings about your emotions?
I'm a wreck. I'm an emotional wreck. I'm a roller coaster. Well, that's true. But I think emotionally, you detox as well. So if you've got stress, before this, we were lucky enough to go to Hawaii with work, and before I had my new job. Whenever I get a new job, I usually have about 6 to 8 months of chaos and stress, and it really impacts my health. And I just got into this new role, and I was getting that way. So I could feel the stress levels picking up, and Alex was saying to me, look, you're not sleeping. I was waking up at 3 a.m. and it was getting control of me a little bit. And this actually stopped all that. I am crushing it now psychologically, just with planning and organizing and calmness. I'm not waking up at 3 a.m. and just feeling control of everything. So I think there was an emotional detox of stress as well, which is really cool. I think that's probably one of my favorite parts of this, as well as the weight loss and feeling healthy.
That's great, and I could tell. I mean, and everybody around you can tell that you were just on your game.
I think the same with you though. We've had so many days since we both come back and went, today's been epic. And I think before this, you can just let stress overtake the way you think and your decision making, and just keeping calm. You've got so many hours in a day, and if you don't focus the time right on the right things, you'll waste energy. And we've found that our energy is really being focused right now, which is very cool.
Cool. What about the funniest moment? Was there like one moment that you just look back and you just start laughing that happened during the Ultimate Reset?
Yeah, the best one was because it's funny, we noticed both difference in our style, because we both got quite tense because we felt a little bit deprived. So we were a little bit nippy with each other, a little bit more tense with each other at moments. But there was the Friday night, it was that one I mentioned earlier about Memorial Weekend, and we were in a dark place. We were really, really pissed, and it was like, and we had a bit of a moment, and I could see it was going to turn into a fight if it didn't. So I walked away, and it was like, okay. And it was just over because we were struggling with the whole thing, and I remember just thinking at that time, F it, I'm going to go in the cupboard, going to get a bag of chips, get a load of peanuts and just sit there and go, look at this, I'm not doing this anymore, and shove them in my mouth. And it was like a Walter Mitty moment where I imagined myself doing that, and it sort of stopped me from doing it. And then about an hour or so later, I said to Ash, you know what I was going to do? And we were laughing so much because she's like, you were going to do that? I said, yeah, I was going to go, look, just look at this. I'm going to eat these peanuts to spite you. And I'm just like, how sad is that? I mean, that is one of the funniest things, I think. This is how it comes to it, the life, there's people starving in the world, and I'm getting antsy about eating chips. I mean, it is funny. And it was a moment of, we were laughing afterwards thinking, oh my gosh, what have we become?
It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And just to kind of, I guess, in this whole video, this whole interview, what kind of advice would you give anybody who's going to do the ultimate reset?
A year in, year out. Do it or don't. Okay? You can't half do it, right? If you're going to do it, commit to it. You need to set up your support structure, so you need to have someone who's going to be a cheerleader, your accountability partner, can help you through the dark moments. Even if it's not someone who lives in your own household who's doing it with you, it might be a friend or whatever, because you need that. But do it or don't. Don't do it half-heartedly, and then, because if you do it for a few days, you're going to mess with your body. Your body wants to do this, and either do it or don't. And I think as well as that, just it's life-changing. If I look at the different platforms I've been through, when I first started doing my very first workout 18 months ago, I didn't do an eating plan, and I started getting fitter and stronger, but I didn't see the benefits. And then when we did 21 Day Fix last year, I sort of lost some weight. Then I did the next program, and I broke another barrier. I dropped a weight level, and I felt different. I started eating properly and seeing the benefits. Then we did Hammer and Chisel and broke more barriers. So I found my life as I take it in chunks, and I break barriers that I didn't think I could. And I don't, this is another one for me. We broke a barrier with this. We went down to a weight level we both never remember being at. But more importantly, we pushed our bodies to realize it can do a lot more than we ever think. And I just think that you really need help, support, do it, but also understand you're capable of a lot more than you think you are. You really are. This shocked me. I've heard one of our friends talks about we are created by God for awesomeness, to be awesome. And I think this program has helped us a lot with our stress and our health to be as awesome as we could be. And I think that's what I would say to anybody.
All right. Well, you're awesome.
So are you.
Congratulations. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, proud of you too.
All right. See you later.
See ya.